we clear the field and get ready for the team race grand final. And just a reminder, we've had here, I believe it's about coming out in the grand final. If anyone is missing your near start, please come up to the first one.
Hello and welcome here to number one sports ground here in Newcastle. And East Maitland are out onto the field here for the C-grade grand final of the Newcastle Hunter Rugby League. And g'day here from Paul Arundale, and joining me in the commentary now we've got Matt Spohr.
G'day Paul, how are you going?
Very well, thanks mates. It's a beautiful day. You've been over on the tents at the northern end of the ground, enjoying that lovely hospitality.
Certainly have. Been over there visiting some of my refereeing colleagues and getting the rundown on how some of the guys are feeling for today's big event.
The Windale Eagles, they're out now onto the paddock. Their famous green and black. East Maitland in the majority, or white, green and brown. Famous Griffins club, over 100 years old, playing in a grand final today. I'll quickly go through the team list. East Maitland at fullback is Gregory Morris, 2 is Brendan Salmon, 5 Ryan Lawrence. The centres are Joel McIntyre and Jacob Moore. The halves are Clinton Connors and Clint Field. The front rowers are Hayden Dimmick and Chad Irvine. The hooker is Chris Mitchison. The back rowers are Russell Carroll, Marley Tirapira and Logan Wiltshire. On the bench is Zach Leonard, Jacob Jordan, Scott Daniels, Shane Dooley, and Elkanah Patterson and Craig Morris. Forgive me if I got a few of those names mispronounced. The Windale team at fullback is Drew Buxton. The wingers are Ben Wallace and Shannon Isles. The centres are Jared Rodham and Hayden Isles. The halves are Ryan Wilson and Matt Garrick is also the captain. The front rowers are Scott Salter and Jai Jobson. The hooker is Liam Backus. The back rowers are Aidan Williams, Mitchell Thomas and Josh Brent. On the bench it's Ryan Gallagher, Kane Chew, Shane Gallagher, Taylor Isles, Jared Smith-Abell and Chad Sams. So, looks like the Windale Eagles will be kicking off, running right to left. And a very good crowd on that far side of the hill. Majority of them are Windale supporters underneath the shade. I don't blame them. They'll be in the same spot.
It is certainly warm today, Paul.
So it'll be Ryan Wilson putting the kicking tee down in the middle, getting ready. How you enjoyed the day so far, Matt?
It's been great. I saw both the B grade and A grade ladies league tag. Great games, and isn't number one sports ground, the home of rugby league, looking picture perfect again as always.
Well, that's a super start by the Eagles. Ryan Wilson forces it over the sideline. Not the best start for the Griffins. See the boys there patting each other in the back. They'll be pumped, the Windale Eagles.
Yeah, Windale's a pretty proud club. So too is East Maitland, but they'll be looking to one-up one another here today.
So the Eagles will feed it. They win the scrum, which is expected. Goes out to Buxton. Here's Garrick. Garrick linking up with Isles. Good tackle there from McIntyre. Garrick at dummy half. Here's a hard run here. It looks like Salter. They've done it to me already. They've swapped the 10 and the 8 around. Oh, very good take there from Josh Breton. He's smashed through his troubles. So Bacchus will play it. I'll tell you what, Jai Jobs has just gone through a gaping hole. It's closed quickly. And he'll play it 5 out from the line. Bacchus at dummy half. Goes himself. Bacchus is going to be over. Great defence there by the Griffins. He's a metre out from the line. Brett waits for it at dummy half. He'll go himself. He's been rolled onto his back, and we're going to have a held up, and it'll be a handover. So a good set of 6 there from the Windale Eagles to start the match. So now it's the Eagles, well, the Griffins' turn to bring it out. Dimmick, quick play the ball. Mitchelson. So the 15 out from the road line. And solid contact there on Carroll. So Griffins struggling to get out of their own 20 here on their first set. Good strong run, as I say that. Good run there from Dimmick. Mitchelson calling for a quick play the ball. Morris throws a pass out there, and well read out there by Wilson. McIntyre didn't get too far, so it's the last tackle. Not a bad kick. Buxton's back there. So Shannon Isles. He's taken on the 30-metre zone. So Ben Wallace goes for a scamper from dummy half. He's collared there by Dimmick. Eventually brought down by Mitchelson. Here's Josh Brett. Tirapira also on the tackle with Dimmick. They go the short side. It's Williams. Gets the pass away to Wilson. He's wrapped up on the 40. Bacchus at dummy half. Here's Brett. Goes out there. Well picked up there by Salter. He's clipped down around the ankles, but he gets up, goes again, and makes another metre or so. 30 out from the Griffins line. It's a high bomb there from Thomas. Hopefully it brings rain. That'd be nice. It's been cleaned up by Jobson on that far side. He throws it back in. They've still got the ball alive. It's eventually dived on by the Griffins. The referee's going to call the scrum.
Come on, we'll go sit in the shade.
So, very warm conditions out here. It's not the time of day you want to start a game, is it, at midday? But it's got to be done.
Yeah, got to fit them into the schedule somehow.
So, well, it's taken high. It's Jared Rodham. So Windale will get their first penalty of the match. So we've got a couple of jersey changes by the looks of it on the Windale side. Here's Salter. He's one of them. So they go to the short side. Brett puts Rob's. Oh. Here's a defence come again and shut Jobson out. Bacchus goes himself from dummy half. Great online defence here by the Griffins. There's 2 at dummy half there. Goes back out there to Josh Brett. Finds 26. That looks like an Isles. He's wrapped up. Good tackle there. Hayden Isles at dummy half. Bacchus finds Salter. Still 5 out from the line. This is great defence from East Maitland. Wilson puts it in behind. And the referee's going to see a penalty to the Griffins.
Windale's had a couple of sets there on the East Maitland Griffins line, and their defence is coming up trumps at the moment, the Griffins. So that's a good way to start the grand final.
So apologies to the viewers at home if I'm getting a few of these names wrong. There's been a few jersey changes on both teams by the looks of it, and the managers haven't bothered to tell the commentary team. But anyway, we'll soldier on. You can only work with what we got. So Griffins with a good opportunity now. 38 out from the Windale line. Mitchison calling for a quick play of the ball. Or calling for a penalty. There's the Toyapira. Connors finds McIntyre. Salmon brought down. The referee has called a forward pass. So they look pretty good with the ball in hand there. East Maitland. It's the first opportunity they've had in attack.
Yeah, a few good bullocking runs there from the forwards, and then they went wide. Just that final pass, just a little bit forward, called it back.
So Wilson, Buxton. Here's Wilson again. This is Rodham. Tackle just on the edge of the cricket pitch. Josh Brett will take this himself. McIntyre, or Moore I should say, in the tackle. Bacchus at dummy half. This is Williams, the Viking. Bacchus looked to go himself, gives it to Jobson. Jobson bounces away from one. Eventually brought to ground. Goes back to Wilson for the kick. Down there is Brendan Salmon. So East Maitland bringing this out of their own territory again. They've been the form team of the C-grade competition all year. And Windale, pretty much they've got better and better as the season's gone on. This is Dimmick. East Maitland up to the 40. That was Carroll. So that's the last tackle. Field inside pass. Looks like Connors. Just inside Windale's territory. Mitchison at dummy half. It'll go back to Field. Little tip over the top. It's meant for us. Been picked up here. It's a good run here by Gregory Morris. Gregory Morris is going to get around the fullback. And East Maitland score the first try at the C-grade grand final.
Great bit of individual skill there from Morris. Chip and chase, regather, and scoots away for the first try of the grand final.
So I think Windale were caught napping there, thinking that they were going to go for the big kick downfield, and just a smart little chip over the top. Caught them off guard, and it's paid dividends with Greg Morris getting the first try of the grand final.
It certainly did. They either expected it was going to be a long kick for territory, or possibly the up and under. A smart little kick from Morris. Took them by surprise, and what a great start to the grand final.
So we plenty of water drink today on the field. And plenty of liquid of another kind drink off the field, you'd say, today.
Perfect weather for it too.
So the kick is about 5 in from touch. It's a difficult one, but there's no breeze to speak about here. So Clint Field looking to add the extras. Takes his time with the kick. Strikes it, it's holding up. It's just pushing away to the left, and it remains 4 points to nil here in the C grade grand final of the Newcastle Hunter Rugby League. So Windale just take their time, which is probably smart. Just take your time. It's just 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes gone in this grand final, and need to store the energy as much as possible. So we're back underway. Wilson doesn't get the same result as the previous restart, as Dimmick just charges into the defence. Gets over that 20-metre line, so it's always a good start from the restart when you get over that 20. Brendan Salmon been busy for the Griffins. Mitchelson comes to short side. Here's Dimmick again with another run. Goes back. There's a kick there from Connors. So not a bad kick, but it's going to hold up. Ben Wallace is there to... Well, running the wrong way there, Ben Wallace. Here's Buxton. So Hayden Isles will wait for it, and he'll go for a run from dummy half. So they go out to the right. This is Gehring. It's jersey 17. Not sure who the big fella is. It's Josh Brett. I said they made a few changes, and that ball's gone everywhere. And the referee's going to call the scrum. Always hard when they change the numbers moments before kickoff.
And it looks as like he's given the feed to Windale, so it's been a touch there by the Griffins. Tony Martin ruling that it's a Windale feed, knocked on by East Maitland.
So we're back on the way. This is Matty Garrick, the captain, coach. Inside pass to Isles, and well picked off there. Number 13, Logan Welcher. Very good tackle. This is Josh. Gets over halfway now. So we go this short side play. We saw a lot of that in the ladies' league tag. The team's running the short plays, not throwing it through their hands. Here's an inside ball. This is Chad Sams.
Yeah, it was like it was the channel was dug in the ground in the ladies' league tag.
Backus goes from dummy half. He slipped over. Goes back to Sams. Go through the hands here, Griffin. This is Buxton chiming in from the back line. The Griffins' defence is there to wrap him up. Last tackle. Garrick. Wilson. Puts a little kick over the top. The backs are coming through. It's taken by Salmon, and then it's popped to the ground. Williams is there to clean it. Interesting to see what the referee rules here.
He's awarded a penalty for tackling the defending player, taking the kick in the air.
And that's why we've got you in co-commentary, so I've got no idea.
Well, as I said last week, Paul, there's some people out there that think when I'm in the middle refereeing, I still don't have any idea.
So that's a very good touch finder there from field. Windale are going to be on the back foot here again. Very deep back line the Griffins have got set. Almost goes back to their 30-metre line as play continues with Dimmick. They might be setting up for one of the grand plays here.
A grand play or a double bluff?
Could be both. Here's Russell Carroll. That could be the tip sheet. Tiapira. Inside pass to Irvine. Irvine found the fullback Morris looking for his second try. Done well the defence here. Big fella in 16, Scott Daniels. 5 out from the line. Good quick play the ball. They go to the left-hand side. It's a long pass out. It's been put on the toe by Connors. Cleaned up there by Isles. Is he going to get out? Yes, he will. This is Williams. Griffith's defence was up quickly.
That was good work by Isles. Windale needed that. They didn't want to get held in their in goal.
Sams gets away from the first tackle. Hard customer to bring down. So this is Josh Brett again. She's the number 12, Mitchell Thomas. So Bacchus goes for a run from dummy half. Watch out for that. Chad Irvine certainly did. He picked him off beautifully. Wilson again with a kick. He's going to hold up. There is a bit of a breeze now. Morris had to run for it. He's allowed it to bounce. He may have been tackled without the ball. Windale's cleaned it up, and the referee says 6 to go. Josh Brett went for a run from dummy half and really didn't get anywhere. They go to the short side. Wilson looking for runners. Good tackle there from Jacob Moore. So Rodham will go himself from dummy half. 2 metres out from the line. Goes to Bacchus, dummy half. To Wilson. Garrick looking for runners. Finds Buxton. Buxton's got Isles, but he won't need him. Ben Wallace takes the tackle. Last one now for the Eagles. Buxton running to the line. Does a little kick. That's well fielded there by Chad Irvine.
It was surprising with that kick. I thought they might have proceeded with the same plan as before and put it up and under. Put some pressure on the backs.
So interesting there, the big fella for the Griffins, Chad Irvine, he took that tackle and immediately called for the sideline. And I can see him just to this side. He's down, sucking in the big ones. He's going to continue on, but meanwhile we've got another scrum's going to pack down on the 15-metre line as my umbrella tries to blow away. Interesting haircuts come grand final time. There's another good one out there in the centre for the Griffins.
Usually they come after the grand final to celebrate a win, not before.
Here's Garrick. Links up with Isles. He spilled it. Good pressure there from Joel McIntyre. So not the result the Eagles wanted on that play. May have just had a little bit of a look there, Hayden Isles.
They'll rue that lost opportunity. They had the Griffins pinned down here. It was an opportunity to put some points on the board, strike back.
So if you just tuned into the coverage here on Bar TV Sports, this is the C-grade grand final of the Newcastle Hunter Rugby League. Here at Newcastle's #1 sports ground. It's a very warm day. There's plenty of activity happening on the field and off the field as well. Got jumping castles for the kids, face painting, and coffee van, ice cream van. Windale running the canteen on the hill and Malabula on the grandstand side. Plenty of room, so if you want to come down and watch some good rugby league, #1 sports ground's the place to be. As I say that, East Maitland just throw the ball over the sideline and we'll have a scrum feed. So, as you said, this warm weather is going to play havoc with both teams.
Certainly is going to, Paul, and they're taking their time. So a bit of a ploy from both sides, packing the scrum slowly.
So here's Salter. Bacchus waits for it at dummy half. Good run here by the number 12 in Mitchell Thomas. He'll play it. I go into the right-hand side with Brett, linking up here with Wilson. Bacchus again from dummy half. He's dangerous. Jobson finds Salter, his front row teammate. And here we go through the hands. Isles, he hangs onto it this time. Hayden Isles is over. Windale get their first try. And the Eagles on the hill go up. It's 4-all with the kick to come.
Windale's had a lot of the territory and been putting pressure on the Griffins, and they're finally struck.
Drew Buxton will line this kick up. So a good reply there for the Eagles. And so there's some big boys in this Griffins team. I find the going a bit tough out there today.
Yeah, I think we'll find as the game progresses with the heat and just general fatigue playing 80 minutes of football, some of these big fellas will start to huff and puff and the little fellas will start to come into their own.
Well, it's a brilliant kick there from Buxton. They have the extras, and it's now 6 points to 4, Windale over East Maitland. Never looked like missing that one. The grand old ground of #1 sports ground in all its glory. Plenty of Windale supporters on that hill. There's plenty of East Maitland supporters too, to our right. They're probably the smart ones. They're in the grandstand.
You got the P position in the shade. You see the shade up on the hill was a nice spot too.
So Connors with the restart. Oh, it's a difficult one. It's a shock of a bounce. We've seen a couple of them already this morning in the ladies' league tag, and young Isles out there, he couldn't do much about that.
That was a smart kick. Obviously, he might play a little bit of cricket here at #1. We'll watch a little bit of AFL. He's seen how the ball bounces here. Gets a bit of a roll on as it heads out towards the boundary fence.
It's amazing how many times that happens in rugby league. The bounce of the ball or the team receiving the ball just switches off.
Especially on those restarts.
So here comes the Griffins. Field, inside pass to the big 16, Scott Daniels. 14 on, Zach Leonard at dummy half. It's Field again. Oh, thought he was through there. Connors pops out the back. Matt Garrick's there. I tell you what, if he gets into space, they won't catch him. Matt Garrick. Oh, it's a very good tackle there by Joel McIntyre.
Needed to be made, otherwise he was under the sticks.
Zach Leonard also in there with a tackle. Here's Jobson. Windale survived there. And now they go on the attack. Wilson. Here's Brett. Salter. Steps back in field. Got past one, but eventually brought to ground. Just inside the Griffins' territory. Josh Brett again. Josh Brett still going. Good defence there by the big front rows of East Maitland as they go down this short corridor again through Wilson. Throws a nice pass to Rodham. Jared Rodham still going. Eventually he's brought down there by Moore. Wilson runs to the line. He's got Buxton with him and it's been put on the toe. It's going to be to try. Jai Jobson's got the try. Windale get their second. I couldn't see anything wrong with that one. The referee's going to point to the spot. Windale get their second, and it's 10-4 with a kick to come.
That was a great set of 6 from Windale. They cleaned up the loose ball all the way back down here in their own 10-metre line and ran it all the way upfield and scored. Great work from Windale.
So it was all started back down this end of the field, the far end of the field, I should say, with Matt Garrick pouncing on the loose ball. And they've gone coast to coast in a set of 6.
Yes, the run by Garrick was a great one to start them off, but there was some great, in that middle of the set, some great runs by the forwards, in particular Josh Brett. He punched a hole into the East Maitland defensive line, and it got him right up here under the sticks, and a nice little kick at the end.
So the extras have been added again, and it's now 12 points to 4. Windale over East Maitland here in the C-grade grand final. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you are. The beauty of the World Wide Web. Tune in anywhere. You catch the great images from Bar TV Sports. And if you're watching this and you want your local competition covered, well, you just go to bartvsports.com.au. Send them an email, and we'd love to be involved with your competition. So Windale back underway. Bacchus filled the ball. Duck under a, well, wasn't really a high shot. Liam Bacchus isn't that big of a fella. And he ducked under and pinched another 5 or so metres. Aidan Williams now, difficult customer to bring down. Usually he's wrapped up on the 30. Here's Jai Jobson, the try scorer. Buckled back in that tackle. So this is Smith Bell. Bacchus back to Wilson. Another good kick there, and Salmon does well to take it. It's arcing away from him. Brendan Salmon will bring this up just short of the 40.
Good tactics by Windale. They're mixing up their kicks, finishing off their set. A couple of grubbers, some high balls, and just some kicks for territory.
So Leonard at dummy half. So both teams are bringing on the substitutes. Shane Dooley is brought down right on halfway. Leonard comes to this short side here. This is Chad Irvine. Looks like he's recovered from that early knock. So still go through the hands as Morris. Dangerous. He scored the Griffins' first try. Plenty of pace out wide the Griffins. So go to the left again. Connors, the inside pass there. So go short side again. Connors runs to the line, linking up there with Moore. Moore flicks it back inside to Salmon, who puts it on the toe, but it's going to be too big. And we'll come out of the 20 for a restart.
The in goals here at number 1 are big, but they're not that big.
Probably about 10 metres. And I think they were about 15 metres up at St John Oval last fortnight ago. I was up there for a Butcher Boys game.
Yeah, it's not often these days that you see too many grounds with big in goals. And especially now with that 0 tackle rule when you kick it dead.
So Windale bringing this out of their own territory. Some big, solid, hard runs. Certainly know they've been in the game of footy today, both teams. It's very warm out there. As Wilson, good kick over the fullback and wings head. Lawrence has to turn around to pick it up. And now he gets away from the first attempt to tackle. It's a very good run here from Ryan Lawrence. And eventually he's brought down by Sams. And a good dart from dummy half. Need to see plenty of that today.
Yeah, especially in these conditions. Pretty handy for the little backs to get in a dummy half and have a scoot. Help take a bit of the load off from the forwards.
This is Irvine. I don't think he's had a rest yet. We're well over 25 minutes to go in this grand final, and the big front row hasn't come off for a break. Field at dummy half. It's big Joel McIntyre. He flicks it out the back. It's been picked up, and now Scott Daniels runs straight into the defence. Taken down on the 40. Connors. He'll put this high. It's a tester for the fullback and also the winger. And he's done well and got absolutely belted for his troubles as well.
Yeah, well timed that tackle. Waited for him to catch it. Had his feet on the ground and then drove him back.
So Josh Brett, as he's done so often in this, well, for Windale, take it from dummy half. Here's another strong run here from Jared Rodham. Bacchus goes to his short side. It's Brett again, linking up with the big 17. He's the biggest winger I've ever seen. He goes into touch.
Ran out of space.
We don't have him on the team sheets, unfortunately. As I said, there's been a few jersey changes. And I know that's not Taylor Isles in jersey 17. I'm pretty confident in that one.
So you're going to lock that one in, Paul?
Lock it in, Eddie. So the scrum will pack on the 40-metre line. Clinton Connors will feed the scrum. Back underway is Clint Field. Gives this to McIntyre. Leonard. Dooley. Dooley's buckled up. The ball's popped out. Bit of a loose carry, and the referee's going to call the scrum. So we've got another jersey out there for Windale in 21. Unbelievable. Anyway, I've got to stop harping on that. So the players won't mind these scrums packing. It just gives them that couple of moments for a breather.
Certainly does. Good for the players, good for the officials. Stop, suck a few in. Because these are definitely not rugby league conditions.
Well, it's just not here. Just over the back at number 2 sports ground. We've got the Newcastle Hunter Rugby Union Grand Final. So players over there, they'll be feeling the conditions as well. And the spectators too. There's a bit of shade here at number 1. It'd be beautiful if Newcastle City Council actually put some money into this beautiful venue. Decent facilities. You might actually attract some decent games.
Certainly would be nice, like especially considering that number 1 gets used for cricket, the summer sport. So you would expect that there'd be a little bit more shade than what's currently here.
It's all the coffees and cupcakes that they spend on. So we're back underway. It's Buxton, obviously not in the sport, Newcastle City Council. So we go to the short side. Here's Rodham. Rodham with a very good run. He's been very strong. He's got Morris in front of him. He gets around him. Rodham can just hang on to his feet. Very good cover defence. And he may have lost that too, Jared Rodham. That was a brilliant run.
It was a great run, just unfortunate at the end of it. A bit of a bobble there once the tackle was made.
So led off there for the Griffins. 12-4, they're down. That would have been horrible news as someone just wants to play with the umbrella. And hopefully these people duck in front of the camera as they walk in front of us. So East Maitland will win the scrum feed, which we thought they would. As Connors just bumps off a couple and brought to ground 12 out from his own try line. This is Chad Irvine again. Leonard at dummy half. This is Dimmick. Certainly this heat has zapped a lot out of the Griffins players here. It's Scott Daniels.
Yeah, their little men are going to have to pick up a little bit of the slack.
Slow play the ball. Leonard appealing for something for the ref to do as Connors runs to the line. He was looking for Morris inside, but the ball's been picked up. And Windale now in a good position here to post some more points. This is Williams. So as the Woodbury boys have turned up for the grand final around me, so I won't say anything bad. I might get belted. This is Wilson. Garrick. Salter charging onto it. He's brought down 15 out from the line. So Windale up 12 points to 4. It's been spilt. So just when you think that Windale's finding their rhythm, they spill their lollies.
Yeah, it was a perfect opportunity there to make East Maitland Griffins pay for their errors. And they've let the opportunity slip.
Plenty of water taken in.
Yeah, those trainers are earning their money today.
big fellas, they'll take their time packing this scrum. As we're just over 5 minutes to go before half time. It's the big 11 there, Russell Carroll back out in the field. Mitchelson. So East Maitland, they started the game full of running, and that one's just gone anywhere. Eventually Irvine's picked it up. So just losing their shape at the moment, the Griffins. This is Field. Looks like the number 12 there, Tiapira. Go the short side again. Connors, he's got some runners on the inside, but it's going to beat everybody. And Shannon Isles has taken it. Caught a bit of rough stuff there, and the referee gives a penalty for offside.
It's a high shot there, Paul. He's ruled he's gone too high in the tackle.
So Wilson finds the line, so there'll be 35 out from the Griffins try line. Here's Josh Brett, the first hit up of the set. Does this a lot, spins out from one, but wrapped up. There's a big charging run here. Jersey 25, not on our team sheets.
Settle, Paul.
We'll call him Smith. And I think he's got the wrong undies on for today as well, as that's Rodham. I think he had Sunday on instead of Saturday. Back as a dummy half. This is Wilson. Wilson, shaped the pass, just takes the tackle. 5 out from the line. Goes back to Garrick. Garrick's got the runners. Here's Buxton. Buxton pops the pass to Isles. Just overran it a touch, but now Griffins, can they turn defence into attack? Brought down on the 20. Ryan Lawrence. It's Joel McIntyre.
Scored the first one back. He got the first one, yeah. He was offside.
Here's Irvine. Johnson bounced out of the tackle, and Irvine pinched another 6 or so metres. Leonard at dummy half. Dimmick. Now I'm starting to get the words muddled up. It's going to be a long day.
The heat's getting to you too now, Paul.
I'll start talking in Chinese or gibberish shortly.
Is that because you've slipped an odd beverage in other than water?
Not yet, not yet. So that's McIntyre with a half break. So go back to centre field. And Leonard puts it high in the air. It's a very difficult one looking into the sun, but Isles does well to take it. The Moore stolen the ball. Moore, can he get over? No. Great stuff there from Jacob Moore.
One-on-one strip.
Carroll waits for it at dummy half. They go to the left-hand side. That's the 18 in Patterson. Patterson brought down by Rodham. Looking for a quick play the ball. Leonard. Here's Tirapira. Trying to get an arm free. It's driven back past the 10-metre line by Jobson and Bacchus. Leonard goes to Field. Field doesn't know where his runners were. They're all a bit late there.
Yeah.
So was I. Here's Leonard. Irvine. He's got McIntyre with him. McIntyre, good tackle around low from Miles. Last tackle now for the Griffins. They come this short side. McIntyre just barrels his way through, but the defence is equal to the task. And the Eagles survive. A very good raid there from the Griffins.
Great defence there from the Eagles. Putting bodies on the line. No way they were going to let East Maitland Griffins get over there.
So this is Williams. Heavy contact there from Dimmick. This is Hayden Isles. Sucking in the big ones before. Well, I say it was one of the worst play the balls I've seen, but there was a hand in there.
Yeah, I think it was helped a little bit. Not a great play of the ball, but it was helped.
This is Jobson. So Jai Jobson will play the ball on the 20. It's a good run from dummy half. It's Brett, wrapped up on the 40. Go through the hands. Good run here from Thomas. He had plenty of space, Mitchell Thomas. Oodles of acres there.
Yeah, he found plenty of room out there.
So they come this short side with Wilson. He's got Buxton alongside of him. Buxton tries to break the line, but Connors is there in defence. Also Moore helping out.
Not anymore.
Garrick going through the hands again here, the Eagles. This is Brett out wide. It's been thrown. It's like a lollipop pass to Isles. Shannon Isles needs support. Last-ditch defence here by the Griffins has been superb. Josh Brett goes down the short side, links up with Rodham. Rodham so close, 2 metres out from the line. Dimmick there to make the tackle. Brett throws the long pass back here to Bacchus. Bacchus steps around one. Bacchus still going. He's got to be close. Great defence by the big Griffins forwards. Dangerous now for the Griffins. Josh Brett again. This is Wilson running to the line. He's got Isles. Isles stepping inside. Couldn't get the pass away. Taylor Isles going himself from dummy half. Hayden Isles. He'll go himself. He's over. They've cracked the Griffins. They had to. They're under a lot of pressure. And Windale get their 3rd try of the grand final through Hayden Isles.
All that territory and possession has finally paid off. And towards the end there, the little men from Windale making the difference.
So right on the stroke of half-time too, it's a coach killer, it's a player killer, it's a supporter killer.
Yeah, it's not what the Griffins wanted on the stroke of half-time, but the Windale Eagles, they'll be loving that, especially their fans up there on the hill.
So Buxton, 12 in from touch. He's looking to get this over as quick as possible so they go in the sheds, get out of this sun. And he adds the extras, Drew Bruxton. So at half-time, it's Windale 18, East Maitland 4. We'll take a quick break and be back with the second half.
He's in there about 10 tackles to get around. I doubt there'd be 10 tackles. Well, it sounds like he's going for one of these things. He's just so amazed that fucking these lefty places win. He goes, you're coming out with a piss there, you go, what are you, mate? If you're on here, They got 6 buses going to be there. Once the private jets landed, fucking big. It's a suspense. I reckon when I lose it after, it's just the coming into it. I think it's worth it. Much rather. I just want to get out of it. They sit me and wait and cut it off. It should be a fucking 3 weekend for me. I went up on the pokies last night, 700, so it's all fucking free for me. I've been putting away for fucking this weekend for the last month. And now I've just been giving those again. I feel like Orlando would have wanted it today. I feel like Alan Anderson would have wanted it. What it would be. It's all in. Beat yourself. What a big Bobby Jones.
Benny, your number.
There's a couple of them that busted out. I feel like you and him are hanging out for 50 seconds. What is it? What did he say? He'll cry, guaranteed. He's crying like that.
Welcome back here to number 1 Sports Ground here in Newcastle. It's the C Grade Grand Final. here at the Newcastle Hunter Rugby League. G'day, it's Paul Arundel and Matt Spohr in commentary with you. And at the moment, players just coming out for the second half, and it's Windale up 18 points to 4 over East Maitland. Big shout out to Rachel Snowden. She's sent us a message through at half time with the correct jerseys. So I've got no excuse now, Matt.
Yes, no excuse at all.
So Kane Chu is in jersey 17. Shane Gallagher's in 21. Taylor Isles 26. Chad Sams in 25. And Corey Weir in 19. So a few jersey changes out there for the Windale side. East Maitland as per program. There's a little bit of a breeze picking up now.
Yeah, that'll provide a little bit of relief for the players, the officials, and even the trainers. They're doing their hardest to get water out there to the guys.
Referee just making sure there's 13 out in the field. I guess it does happen. And we're underway for the second half of the C grade grand final. And Aidan Williams will field this. He's met by the Griffins defence. The Eagles will bring this out through this Jai Jobson. Been very busy in the first half.
Inside of his sprints, they're all hairy.
Good first set for Windale here in this second half. Wilson's at dummy half. Brett inside pass to Salter. Gets out of a couple of tackles, but he's eventually brought up. So Wilson kicking it down here after the fullbacks and the winger. It's well taken there by Brendan Salmon. Salmon's taken about 22 out from his own line, and Gregory Morris will go into dummy half and link up here with Joel McIntyre. McIntyre, some good leg drive there. He's brought down. Connors at dummy half. This is Dimmick. Good strong run here from Dimmick. Aidan Dimmick. This is Carroll in Windale territory now. Quick play of the ball. Mitchelson goes for a scamper from dummy half, but he's huddled up there by Jobson. Leonard at dummy half. It's a higher one there from field. It's going to be taken there by Shannon Isles.
Safe as houses under that one.
Shannon Isles will play this on the 30. Brett gives it to Garrick. Garrick linking up with Thomas. Now it's the other Isles, Aidan Isles.
Deep in the woods territory.
Garrick, inside pass to Salter.
How you going?
Magus at dummy half. Brett again. Pops the pass there. So
How are you?
wrestling to the ground eventually is Corey Weir in the 40. Wilson stabs this down. Morris is there to field it. Morris running with the mouth guard out. It looks like he's cut through a few there and looking for a quick play of the ball. Mitchelson goes from dummy half for a good run. A quick play of the ball. So they're getting a bit of a roll on here, the Griffins. Irvine pops it out the back. Welch is there to clean it up.
Yeah, they've come out with good intent after the half-time break, the Griffins. They want that quick play the ball. They're seeing that the ruck is where it's been won and lost, and they want to roll over the top of the Windale side.
Well, this will help the Griffins here, a penalty.
What's that?
See the
Far too hot. Your footy jumping there if you want to
13 there, Logan Wiltshire. The haunches there, sucking in the big ones. It's very hot out there as Isles has got it. Isles runs straight over the top of Morris. The ball's come free. Irvine's there, and now Irvine's got into touch. So it was a bit of everything there, Matt.
Yeah, we had East Maitland failing to find touch. The return of the kick by Windale. He's bobbled up the ball, and then East Maitland has then run into touch, retrieving it.
So the scrum will pack on the 40. that first contact Taylor Isles had with Gregory Morris, it just was enough to jolt the ball free.
Here you go, Nunu. Yours.
You want to wear it?
So we're back underway.
You'll be hot, man.
What have the Griffiths got here?
You can take it off, all right? That's the jump that Uncle Noonan used to wear.
Wiltshire trying to get to his feet to play it. Mitchelson goes to the short side. This is Hayden Dimmick. He's brought the ground 15 out.
Good strong run.
Mitchelson again, inside runner here. It's a very strong run there from Irvine.
Yeah, Irvine's a machine. He's been out there, I think, for the full game.
Connors goes to Gregory. Gregory Morris pops the pass back inside to Connors. Connors is dancing around, does a big dummy. Connors, he's going to reach over and score. Quentin Connors gets the Griffins' second try of the grand final.
That's a great bit of footwork there from Connors. Stepping around, Windale trying hard to lay a hand on him. And when they finally did, he just reaches out and puts the ball down.
Yeah, they had to come out firing the second half early, and they've just done just that. Clinton Connors.
It's exactly what the Griffins coaching staff would have wanted and probably would have drilled into them at half-time in their chat. They needed to get out, score first points, and get some domination, especially in that ruck area. And there's been some quick play the balls. They're well and truly trying to get on the front foot.
So all the Woodbury boys have left us. They're gone down to the change rooms to get ready for their B grade grand final coming up next against Uni. Clint Field strikes it nicely, goes over. So it's now 18 points to 10. Eagles lead reduced to 8 points. It's game on here at number 1 Sports Ground.
It certainly is. The Griffins are back in this game. And as I said previously, Paul, they're trying to get a bit of momentum in the ruck. Quick play the balls, those big bullocking forwards rolling on into the defensive line of Windale. And then the little men come into play towards the end of the set.
So Wilson with the restart, straight down the middle. Takes a dog leg over to Brendan Salmon's wing.
Bit of spin in the wicket.
Good to see. Mitchelson. This is Jacob Moore. Mitchelson waiting for it at dummy half, trying to egg his teammates on. He'll go for a scamp from dummy half. Finds Dimmick. Dimmick was looking for the offload, but decided just to tuck it in under the arm. We've got a bit of an injury there for one of the Windalians. It's Mitchelson, goes for a scamper. Picks up a couple more metres. And that Windale player is still down. I think it's Smith or Bell.
I'm going to say that 26 times. Oh, they were going for it. Get them on side. The game hasn't started. Hey,
So Smith or Bell is back to his feet, which is good.
This is Adam.
We've got a couple of people sitting right underneath our effects mic at the moment, so we might get a few interesting conversations coming up. It's a good hard run there. Looks like Jack Jordan there on the field.
I think we'll definitely get our money's worth.
That's Mitchelson. Has been picked up there by Hayden Isles there. So this is Shannon Isles. Shannon Isles, he's broken through a couple of defensives, runs now and he's still going. He's got a good fence, Shannon Isles. She's Taylor Isles. There's too many Isles on the field. Here we go again. Garrick. Brett. Short pass to Rodham. Jared Rodham's gone straight through. Jared Rodham's going to score in the corner. Windale get their 4th try of the grand final. Good strong run there from Jared Rodham.
Good run there from Rodham, but great lead-up work by Shannon Isles. There was about half a dozen don't argues in that run and shrugged off a few would-be defenders. Quick play the ball, and then coming on at speed, Jared Rodham off the pass and across the white line. What a great try.
So at 22-10, this is an important kick for Drew Buxton. Metre in from the sideline. So very warm conditions. Everyone's trying to get under the shade wherever they can. These big trees behind the hill. As Buxton comes in, and it's just going to go across the face. So it remains 22 points to 10. Windale with 4 tries now, plays the East Maitland 2. And just over 10 minutes gone in this second half. And East Maitland boys, they're taking their time getting back to the restart. I don't blame them, but maybe under a bit of fatigue. So Gregory Morris with a restart. Wilson will field it. And Josh Brett will just charge back at the defensive line. Gets away from one. He's eventually there, wrapped up by Joel McIntyre. Quick play the ball. We go down this short side. This is Thomas. Josh Brett. This is Salter. So Bacchus, dummy half, been very busy. So is Garrick. This is the big 17, Kane Chew. Wilson again. Stabs it over behind the winger there. Ryan Morris is going to turn around and hope it goes dead. Just
the result that Windale didn't want. They've been playing a good strategy throughout this game, keeping the ball in play so the big East Maitland forwards don't get a chance to have too many breaks.
almost a false start there. Hayden Dimmick says, give it to me, I'll take it forward.
No, the club was selling them. Yeah, $20.
This is the other Morris, Craig Morris.
Yeah.
So Mitchelson sees something down the short side, but unfortunately McIntyre didn't. This is Wiltshire. Met heavy there with contact there by Salter, and also Hayden Isles helping out. This is Field. Oh, Morris just had a little bit of a look. Smith and Bells picked it up. Gets over halfway.
Yeah, I don't think it was a little look, Paul. I think it was a big look.
And that's Winners definitely picked up. You can hear it through the mic. This is Chew. Come to the right side of the field. Wilson's wrapped up. Here's Josh Brett again. Chew on his left, but he decides to take the tackle himself. Slow play the ball. They go to the left-hand side. Here's Garrick. He's got runners either side. He pops it out to the left, and Thomas is brought down. An awkward tackle in the end. Here's Wilson. Here's Chew. It's the last tackle now for the Eagles. Goes to Wilson. He's got runners. And it's going to be a bit too much weight on that kick. Well, in fact, it's gone into the sideline. And we'll go to the 10 metre for a scrum. I'm sure the players don't mind having another bit of a breather.
Yeah, another opportunity to suck those big, deep breaths in, possibly get some water from the trainers. Reset, and then get stuck into it again.
Now the referee's called time off. Looks like he's going to have a word to, I thought he was going to have a word to Drew Buxton, the fullback there, but he's walking over to Josh Brett. He's getting some treatment from the trainer. And his
Blood bin.
head bin, or blood bin, I should say. Bit of red stuff coming from the nose.
Yeah, claret coming from the nose. He's copped a blow.
He's had a good game, Josh Brett.
Certainly has. Some great runs and a couple of good offloads as well. And he's done a mountain of work in defence for the Windale side.
And he said, you know what he said, Dan? He said, oh, well, Daniel was up in Melbourne. I might have to.
So we're back underway.
He did say no. He said what he didn't realise.
That's a big, looks like number 16, Scott Daniels. This is Craig Morris. Craig Morris pops the pass away to Joel McIntyre. McIntyre trying to get away, but eventually he's wrapped up. Lawrence at dummy half. Irvine pops the pass out the back. He's got space here. This is Leonard by the looks of it. He's almost got through the gap. Good defence there. Leonard's brought down. They're 30 out from the Eagles line. Here's Morris. Oh, taken heavily. And the referee seen, oh, he's gone for 10 there.
Yeah, inside the 10.
So Field will take the tap and Irvine will take the hit up.
Got to watch him for his offload. It's been a very handy offload so far this game.
5 out from the line. Leonard. This is Daniels. He's close to the line. He's about 30 centimetres. It's a quick play the ball. Wiltshire. The defence was up quick. Wilson took him around the head. Leonard again at dummy half. Connors, inside pass. That's Tapira. Tapira still going. He'll be made to play it. Inches from the line. Leonard. Long pass to nowhere. Dancing off his feet's Morrison. He throws it, well, could have been off the ground. And so that's the correct call.
Yeah, very correct call there from Tony Martin.
Oh, Greg
The
Morrison
elbows come in contact with the grass.
just touched it.
Just.
And if want to write your complaints to the greenkeepers in Newcastle, maybe they've cut the grass too long. If you're an East Maitland supporter,
That's right, cut a little shorter, might have made a difference. But that's Newcastle City Council, so they don't like sport too much. So that might be an added expense. One less coffee or one of their little get-togethers.
so Sam's trying to milk a penalty there. Here's Isles. Hayden Isles. 3 Isles in this Windale team. And we've seen a knock on here by the referee. So it's a big day here in Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League. It's a big day in Newcastle sport. As I said, number 2 sports ground. They got the rugby next door. And big thanks to Tui's who are keeping all those thirsty supporters on the hill. Doing a great job. And so is the Windale and Malabula volunteers running the canteens today.
Keeping all the fans hydrated.
So McIntyre will play it. You go to the right-hand side. This is Tapira. Leonard at dummy half. They go the short side again. This is the big fella, Daniels. Hard man to put down to the ground. He's still going, Scott Daniels. Gets him within a metre of the line. They go the short side again. This looks like a play here. Leonard linking up here with McIntyre. McIntyre, can he get free? He's over the line, but I think he's going to be held up.
And got over the stripe, but held up. Great defence there by Windale. And go back out to the 10-metre line and play the ball. Eventually.
Eventually, there's another body in the in goal down on his haunches behind the in goal there for Windale. Can't quite pick it up. Well, he's up on his feet now as I say that. So can the Griffins strike back here? Connors, cut out pass, well, cut out everybody. Moore's had to go back and clean it up. Here's Morris. He's kicking for himself, but the fullback's back there, and so is the big number 19 in Corey Weir. So I don't think that was part of the script.
No, everybody else was hanging back, waiting and watching from the Griffins. No one expected that kick. And early in the tackle count too.
So Williams will play it.
Save your phone battery in case.
That's Thomas. Gets away from one, gets away from another Mitchell Thomas.
Like it wouldn't.
He's brought to ground. 35 out from his own try line.
That would be like, not again.
It's the big 25 in Chad Sams, and he's... Oh, he looked like he was buckled back there by Wiltshire, but he just fell awkwardly. Here's Wilson. It's a deep kick. It's going to be taken well by Brendan Salmon. Big forwards in front of him. Rodham's there to help up. So the Griffins down by 12. A good run here by Ryan Lawrence. Morris at dummy half. Irvine throws it back to Morris. Morris still going, linking up here with Moore. Moore will play this just inside Windale's territory. Quick play the ball. Richardson's onto it. Linking up there for Tapira. Tapira trying to pop the pass out. Well, it's popped out the back. It's play on. Mitchelton's got it. Connors, inside pass to Wiltshire. And Wiltshire's finally brought the ground 30 out from the Eagles try line. Here's a good, hard, strong run here. Oh, Jobson fell awkwardly. Here's Connors. Connors looking for runners. Connors might go himself here. He just needs support. He finds it, but it's the wrong team, wrong jersey. Hayden Isles. Hayden Isles has made a break now. He's got the fullback in front of him. He's got away. Hayden Isles is looking for support now. Isles wrapped up eventually by Wiltshire. Good passage of play.
Well, that's how you turn defence into attack.
Here's Brett. Well, Shannon Isles did it earlier in the first half, and now Hayden Isles says, I'll have a crack at doing that as well.
It's a family thing. Can't have your family member showing you up.
Shane Gallagher playing the ball. They go to the left-hand side, Ryan Wilson. So, Bacchus. Here's Garrick. Dancing around. Always duck under those guys. Bacchus puts it on the toe. It's gone in behind. This could go anywhere. And Morris has spilled it. I think we're going to have a knock on here. And we've got a penalty.
Yeah, offside. It's come off an East Maitland player to another Griffins player who was in an offside position in front of him. And smart decision here from Windale. They're going to take the 2, extend that lead, and take a bit of time off the clock.
You still have 20 minutes to go in this grand final, but that heat is definitely zapping both teams. It also helps to just get a bit more fluid into the system. I hope that spectator on the far side has got the 50 plus on.
He's going to need it.
So Buxton right in front. And adds the extras. So it's now 24, plays 10. So just over about 20 minutes to go in this C-grade grand final.
That puts even more pressure on the East Maitland Griffins side. If they're to win this game today, they're going to have to now score 3 times.
Excuse the listeners at home, I was just taking a drink. It's very hard to take a drink out of a drink bottle when you've got a big nose like myself. No comment from you, I noticed. It's the first time I've kept you quiet this morning.
I'll leave that alone, yes.
So Rodham goes for a scamper from dummy half, doesn't get too far. Isles will do the same.
Yeah, I safely left that alone, Paul, because People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
This is Gallagher. It's a good run. Gets over halfway. Here's Gary. Inside pass to Brett. Still going, Josh Brett. It's like that nose has stopped bleeding for the moment. Here's Bacchus. Goes for a run from dummy half. Liam Bacchus, he's got Brett inside. He's thrown one of the worst passes I've ever seen.
That was not a good way to finish that play.
Brendan Salmon, he thought, oh no. And then all of a sudden he's got the ball in his hand. So Griffins dodge a bullet there.
Certainly did. He did some good work and then a terrible pass at the end of that play.
So East Maitland bringing this out of their own territory. They need plenty of this. This is Mitchelson straight up the middle. Mitchelson, he just needs support. And it's not there. He's brought down on the 40. Very good run from Chris Mitchelson. They come to the left-hand side. This is Morris. Gregory Morris is trying to cut through. 25 out from the try line. Looking for a quick play the ball. Mitchelson finally gets it. Here's Connors. Connors puts it over the top. Looking for Lawrence. It's a bugger of a bounce. And we've got a penalty for offside, have we? What's he called there? Calling advantage, I'd say. But
yeah, obviously playing advantage, Tony Martin. That was lucky for the Griffins.
well, he's charging onto it. Demick. He was so quick. Cameraman almost missed it. Well, the cameraman's lost his hat there as well in the foreground. It's all happening at number 1 Sports Ground. There's Daniels, always a handful. Mitchelson looking for a quick play of the ball. It goes through to Connors. This is Morris. Leonard waits for it at dummy half. They go out to the right again. Here we go, cutting back inside's Moore. Moore still going. Oh, good defence by Windale. Inches short from the try line. Morris waits for it at dummy half. Throws it straight out. Leonard's got it now. Leonard's a metre out from the try line. Field throws it back to Connors. Oh, it's been intercepted by Wilson. Wilson, I don't think he really wanted to pin the ears back there. He thought, oh no, 80 to go. Now he's going to, he's been clobbered in the tackle.
Well, we're at the right ground for it there, Paul. You would have thought it was the summer season with the weather. But that, it looked like he was the guy that stands in slips. Never does any running out in the field. And when he looked up and said, oh, I've got to go and run up the other end of the field, he's put the handbrake on.
This is serious here for Ryan Wilson.
Yeah, he's not well.
Clutching that shoulder. And as we say that, we've got another player on the 20-metre line. He's getting carried off. That could be the skipper, Matt Garrick here. It is. So, in one play, Windale have lost both their halves. That's Matt Garrick getting chaired off the field.
That'll test out their reserves, especially both halves. They'll need someone to go out there and steer the ship.
How good's that? Matt Garrick getting carried off and he's still barking instructions at his team. How good's that?
Captain coach.
So Thomas has come onto the field. Wilson staying out there.
Well,
We're
that's
back
lucky
underway.
for Windale.
Interesting there, Ryan Wilson didn't play the ball. I thought if you stay out there, you still got to play it. So we're back underway. Thomas, inside pass to Smith-Abel. Sams just waits for it at dummy half. There's 13, Josh Brett. I'd say he would move into 5'8", with Garrick off the field. It's been taken there by Salmon. Brandon Salmon cuts through a few. It seems to be the theme of the day for East Maitland. They beat the first couple of tackles, but they just can't make a clear line break.
That and there's never usually any backup trailing looking for the pass. We're sort of one out running, no one going up in numbers, so that when the initial break's made, they're backing up and take a pass in a better position.
So McIntyre will play this. just in Windale territory. Here's Hayden Dimmick. He's been strong for the Griffins. So Morris, Gregory Morris cuts straight through. Gregory Morris gets around the fullback and falls over, gets to his feet. Gregory Morris, again, no support.
Yeah, the only support that was near him was the front row, number 10.
Here's Connors, runs to the line, looking to go himself. And very good tackle there from Ryan Wilson. You can see him clutching straight away at that shoulder. And he made that tackle, had to be made.
And he's putting his body on the line for his team. But again, East Maitland make the break, and all we had as a trailing player was 10, Chad Irvine, the front row.
So Shannon Isles with the ball will play it 12 out from his own line as Jared Rodham goes for a bit of a run from dummy half, but Brendan Salmon is equal to it. This is Williams. Williams gets around one. He's got Field in front of him, also McIntyre. And Lawrence on that far side.
I don't know where they're going. Yeah, where are they doing?
This is Taylor Isles.
Going back and forth.
Takes a bit to not be. It takes a bit to be.
Taylor Isles, you've got the running style. Reminds me of Brett Grotwell.
Done it.
He's going back a few years. He's Josh Brett.
Certainly is.
Well, you get your shit together, please.
Showing our age, Paul.
70s model. He's Buxton.
If they all turn around and come back and get the other way again.
Gregory Morris. Difficult take. He's taken in goal, so we're going, well, we're not going to go back to the 20 for the restart. The referees will play on. Lawrence will go for a run from dummy half.
And that was a bad miss by the officials because that was taken in the in goal and should have been a 20-metre restart with a 7 or 0 tackle count.
So Morris was looking for runners. And Hayden Dimmick says he puts his hand up. I'll take another one. He's probably been the best on field for East Maitland. Harsh conditions, his field. No look pass. Almost gets through. It's Jordan. And now they've lost the ball again and Windale pick it up. And Rodham now holding a bit of a hip. Here's Williams.
Yeah, it's a match of attrition there for the Windale players. A few of them holding a few bumps and bruises and falling down and not necessarily getting up straight away. Can they last?
Well, he spilt the ball, Chad Sams, so let off there for East Maitland. So Jacob Jordan, not in any hurry to get off the ground. It's very hot out there. The referee calls time off. And as I said, apologies to the people sitting at home. We're getting a couple of mothers having conversations right under our ambient mic. As for interesting television, we get some stream. So there's
We've got it all here.
plenty of activity on the hill. As you see the crowd, they're trying to find any part of shade they can here at number 1 Sports Ground. It's a very warm day here in Newcastle. Windale supporters, there's plenty of them there on that hill. In front of the canteen, in front of the beer shed. We're back underway. This is Morris, Craig Morris. Jacob Moore goes for a run from dummy half. Isles is there to wrap him up, collar him. Mitchison. And this will be Joel McIntyre. Up to the 40. Here's Hayden Dimmick again. Pops it out the back. Oh, it's almost picked up by Salter. Mitchison couldn't hang on to it. And in the end, we'll have a scrum feed with Windale.
Just had confirmation, Paul. 32 degrees. Definitely not rugby league weather.
Definitely not. Maybe he should have left after the ladies' league tag and joined Gabby at the beach. I think we all should have done that.
Either that or they get the roller out there and we swap from league to cricket. Be pretty handy from the southern end, wouldn't you be, Paul?
Once upon a time, Buxton will play it. Now the short side, he's Hayden Isles.
We can put our hand up and we can open up with a new ball.
I'll have to bowl the left arm now. Here's Thomas. 30 out from the line. The Windale supporters on that hill, they're starting to get vocal as Sams takes it forward in the final 10 minutes of this grand final. Here's Brett. Gets him up to the 10 with a good run inside the 10. Come out to this right side. Wilson with the ball, he'll just take the tackle. That's a handover. I don't think he realised it was the last.
Not a bad spot to hand it over, though, to the Griffins in their 10-metre zone.
Oh, I know.
Make them ruck it out.
Dimmick. We don't have stats, but sure, Hayden Dimmick is in the high 20s with hit-ups this game. This is Daniels.
This year she's like, oh, I didn't get it.
Here's Dimmick again with his second hit-up of this set.
In his 20s, and probably every single carry would be a decent one too. Plenty of meterage.
So Wiltshire just short of halfway. Thought he was going for a third hit up then as Gregory Morris does a chip over the top, but it's too deep. Shannon Isles is there to clean it up. It's Buxton, dummy half. Interesting with Gregory Morris, the fullback. I'm not speaking out of term here, but looks like the mouth guard's too big for the fullback, or he runs with the mouth guard out. It's quite clever if you can do that, run at full pace with the mouth guard. Here's Josh Brett. It's the 25 and Sams linking up there with Ben Wallace. Sams goes into dummy half. 21. Shane Gallagher. Last tackle now for Windale. Mitchell Thomas puts a high one up. It's not going to bring rain. We go down the 20 for a restart.
Unfortunately. Maybe get a message out there, Paul. Tell someone to put up another one of those high kicks and bring the rain with it. Although B grade and A grade will probably disagree with that.
Yeah, certainly the university boys. They're probably a margin fitter than the Woodbury players, I'd say. There's no disrespect to the Warriors. Here's Chad Irvine, also been busy for the Griffins. Good run here from dummy half. Lawrence. Tell you what, Dimmick hasn't shied away from the hard work today. So Windale 14 in front. Safe to say one hand on the C grade cup. Mitchison. Morris gives it to Dimmick. Offloads the pass to Leonard. Leonard gets around the fullback. Zach Leonard's going to score. So East Maitland get their third try. Well, no, wonder what was happening there for him. They ran that back. They ran so far back. I thought, oh, hang on, we're going back for a scrum or a forward pass. But
East Maitland know the clock's up against them, so they rush back to set up for the conversion. They're going back to receive the kick. They know they've got a race against the clock here if they're a hope of winning this game.
So Clint Field strikes it nicely. So it's now 24-16. Into about the final 5 minutes. Said that clock on your screen, if you're watching the stream, is just a guide. There's been a few stoppages. And the Eagles, they're just taking their time back. to getting halfway. It's very warm if you're out and about, thinking about what you're going to do for the rest of the day. I suggest come down here to number 1 Sports Ground here in Newcastle. It's only $5 entry. There's plenty of cold beer, and thank you to Tui's for that. Steak sandwiches, hot dogs, it's all happening. Oh, it's a shocker of a bounce, and it's happened again. Would you believe it? And that pretty much just sums up the afternoon for East Maitland. It just wasn't written in their script today for them.
Certainly wasn't. And being the story of the year, Paul, restarts.
My favourite part of rugby league. So a short restart. Aidan Williams will take the tackle. Isles will just go for a run from dummy half, just trying to eat up the time here.
Yeah, they call them coach killers, don't they, Paul?
They certainly do. So East Maitland were the minor premiers. Windale did beat them once earlier in the year. And we've got another chance here. Thomas so close. It's going to be held up, in fact. Interesting, a few spectators that rolled in. Wanderers jerseys, I think they're at the wrong ground. Here's Thomas again. So can Windale finish off with another try?
They possibly dropped in from next door to see the better game.
Brett put that on the toe, but it's gone straight into the hands of the Griffins players. Jacob Moore. It's Logan Wiltshire. Wrestling his way to just short of the 20. Jacob Moore takes another hit up. Here's Russell Carroll. Bacchus, so he's holding his leg there, and Carroll spilt the ball. So a good effort here from Windale Eagles. They won the A-grade premiership back in 2016. Lost a lot of players. A few of them are playing first grade for Central Newcastle these days, and reserve grade up there. And they've been slowly rebuilding. It's been a good effort by the Eagles. East Maitland also, they've been rebuilding too. They've had a couple of years down the lower divisions.
Two clubs that are the backbone of Newcastle and Hunter Rugby League.
So Buxton looking for a try in the grand final. Bacchus looks like he's recovered. Here's Williams. Wilson. Every time he takes a tackle, he feels that shoulder. Here's Williams again. Rodham. Oh, the ball's popped out. Salmon was there to clean it up. But we've got a double knock on, and we'll have another scrum. So almost 3 grand finals down, 2 to come. Right after this, we've got University against Woodbury in the B grade grand final. Then the big one, the A grade, the Stockton Sharks against the Shortland Devils. It's Morris. Mitchison is looking for runners, but couldn't find anyone. Phil waits for it at dummy half. It's the 17, almost 11 out there in fact. Carroll. Keep going these short plays. Irvine pops it back into Mitchison. Field with the ball. Clint Field does a bit of a dummy, but he's met front on there by Thomas. Williams over the top. Logan Wiltshire. Just over the 40 now, East Maitland. Have they got another try left? Connors throws the pass to Moore. Moore's picked it up. Jacob Moore, he's got Plays in front of him. Pops it out. It's been picked up by Connors. It looks like it's play on. Connors throws it back in off the ground. Do we have a try on full time? It's not going to matter anyway. Windale can start celebrating.
Now we got a penalty. Passed off the ground. The referee's ruled that the tackle was completed and he passed off the ground.
So they don't even really need to kick the touch here, do they? You just take the tap and
Take
boot
a
it
tap
over
and
the back.
take a hit up, yeah.
So this will be the last play of the grand final. The hooter has gone. This will, well,
We might be in for
sometime today we'll get this
Take
last
the
play.
tap and kick it into the
So Thomas,
sideline.
well now,
There it
just
is.
run it over. And Windale Eagles are the C-grade champions of the Newcastle Hunter Rugby League for 2018. They've defeated East Maitland 24 points to 16 in extraordinary hot conditions. But still a great effort. Unlucky to East Maitland. They've been the top team all year, but just not good enough on the day.
Yeah, unlucky on the day, East Maitland, but a great effort from Windale. They come out all fired up, and they certainly put it to the East Maitland Griffins side.
Yeah, full credit goes to Windale. And, they'll celebrate long into the night, I'm sure of it. So will their supporters on the hill on the far side, but good game of footy.
Well, that'll be the Lake Macquarie Tavern will be going off tonight.
So, as commentators, Paul Arenell and Matt Spall, we'll take a quick break. Stick around, there'll be the presentation. And after the presentation, we'll be back on board with University against Woodbury in the B grade grand final. We'll catch you shortly.
I'll go again. Who? Oh yeah, you guys.
Shit's gonna get warm.
And we were walking through like a shopping centre. And next minute I just hear this, Jamie! In my face. And we were like, and then we got hang on. Right in my face.
What's that?
She was like, look what I just bought. She's like, this stuff is
Top me up.
She's like, we're going to you guys, she was like, do you guys like what you said? And does she know about all the stuff? She's like, she
Yeah. Seriously? Are you kidding by yourselves? Yeah.
like, yeah, we're down here like the girls beat now. Well, I'll see you when that was literally the end of the conversation. Are they here to
Stuck right on.
Also, the top point scorer for 2018 grade was 56 from the Windale Club. And the second grade one of the years gets a treatment from Windale. Also, after the World Cup, semi-final of play today, there's a few other
might get like a couple of weeks of like, in Melbourne, get a couple of months. And it's 30 degrees.
Alright. I just want to call on the East Maitland speak on behalf of the team. Jack?
Wait, we got the hill, 4 papers sitting down.
He's doing their level. Put on him.
I said, you keep there for a while, if no one comes back, you just claim it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be loving it up there. I'll be on Gumtree tomorrow. I'll be on Gumtree tomorrow. $50. Yeah, we'll be. Only used once.
I'm feeling a bit antsy now.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
The pre-game build-up is there, just got there.
In the mood.
Yeah. Bunch of those darts so hard. Let us know tomorrow.
I might go and have one real quick for you while that point. We'll be back in a second.
7.
Where'd they go to? Which way? That way. They'll be talking to Jack Brown and they're up there. Are you going up there? Yeah. Well, we're going to go. That's where all the woods are. Where? That's where. All up there, around the front of the bar. Huh? All around the front of the bar. We're going up there. I'm going to come up there anyway. Go get those chairs, though. No, I'm staying here. I'm not going to take him up there. But you can go.
Stand the board. I move. Fifth. Stand two. Cover. And Gallagher. Then
maximum amount of points you get. Just enough to get. You've got to score again.